ain't never seen no talking win me nothing. I'm just about that action, boss.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Simon Says Sports Betting Show. I'm your host, Derek Simon, and this is the show where we talk about sports, but from a betting perspective. And I got lots of things I want to talk about today, so I'm going to get right to it and try to cover this very, very quickly. First of all, in horse racing today, there's a couple of races that I'm interested in, and one is the third race at Aqueduct. And the reason I'm interested in this race is there's a horse, and he's showing right here, Running Son of a Gun, who is 4-5 on the morning line. Now, I like identifying these kinds of horses as potential negative show pool bet against plays. So what is a negative show pool? What am I talking about? A negative show pool is when a horse controls approximately 75% of the show pool. And what it does is it forces the track to kick in money to cover the mandatory payoff, which in most jurisdictions in New York is $210, but in some places it's $220, Oakland Park being a good example of that. And so that's why it's called a negative pool. Now, because of the way that place and show prices are computed, you will sometimes find that when these horses run out of the money, and it is a negative pool, not sometimes, you will find that the prices on the other horses will be much, much higher. So you get some great value there. Now, of course, when you're a 4-5 favorite, a 1-5 favorite, whatever, odds on, you're typically going to hit the board. Certainly more than 50% of the time. So you're going to lose most of these bets in terms of beating the big favorite. But even if the horses you pick to show finish third or better, then you're still making some money, not a lot. You're going to lose in the long run if the big favorite is never out of the money. But once the big favorite is out of the money, that's when you really start to make some money. And I think this horse is a decent bet against. Now, what I like about him is that he's got a good off-the-pace running style. My best bet when you're looking to beat a horse in the show pool is a front runner that's going to get pressure, or a front runner that's not very fast, because they'll tend to fade completely out of it. So I do think Running Son of a Gun has the right style. Now, what I'm betting against is, if you notice this 106 speed figure, it's quite a bit higher than this horse's previous figures. It may surprise you to learn, all you bounce advocates out there, that doesn't really mean a lot in and of itself. In fact, if you look at morning line favorites as a whole, they win about 34% of the time, and you lose about 18 cents for each dollar wagered. If you look at horses that last time posted a par speed figure 5 points greater than its median speed figure in his last three races, they win about 36% of the time, and you only lose 14 cents on a dollar. And that trend kind of continues on the higher the speed figure gets. Now, there are a lot of different factors when you're looking at the bounce, but people who advocate the bounce, I feel, always look at it the wrong way. They look at the speed figure and say, well, the horse is going to regress from this figure. So here we've got a 106. Let's say Running Son of a Gun runs a 103 today. Oh, look at there. He regressed. He bounced. Well, a 103 might just win this race. And so that's why I feel when you're going to make these assertions about the bounce or whatever theory you might have, you have to look at the betting statistics, because nobody's going to pay you if the horse, decreased its figure from last time, increased its figure from last time. It has to win. So what I like to see when you see a big figure improvement is some reason for that. Be it a trainer change, a jockey change, a distance change, class change, something. You don't see any of that with Running Son of a Gun here. And so my feeling is this horse probably will regress and could possibly finish out of the money. In any case, I would be betting against it if there is a negative show pool. And again, that's a big if. I don't know if that's going to happen, but check it out. The other race I want to talk about is also the third race, but this is the third race at Keeneland. And it's a horse by the name of Dubai and Back, who is 30-1 on the morning line. Now, several years ago, I came up with a workout rating. And this workout rating is a 0 to 100% rating that gauges the last workout that a horse had. Now, it's strictly based on time and some other considerations. And a lot of people will tell you, well, that doesn't matter. It's how the horse works. Yeah, but the stats say that if you have good workouts, you're generally going to outperform a horse that had a bad workout as defined by speed. So keep that in mind. Again, everything for me is numbers oriented, and you can't quantify, oh, I think that was a good. Well, you could, but you need to have somebody that's actually making those judgments, and then you keep a database on all that kind of stuff. I have not done that, but I have found that horses with fast workouts or good workouts following poor races tend to produce a positive ROI. Well, they have produced a positive ROI in my testing. They don't win very much, obviously. So it's one of those things that I don't bet them blindly. It's not an angle per se. But in the case of this horse, I think there's some other things to like. For one, you got to love that 30-1 morning line. That alone is something that could spice up the exotic picks, even if the horse doesn't win. But there, like I said, are some other things. First of all, the horse is bred in Ireland. That's definitely turf breeding here. Even the Brisnet turf figure kind of shows that, or their surface rating kind of shows that. And this horse is trying turf for the first time. It raced on all weather last time. And you'll hear people say that all weather and turf are the same. They're not. They are similar in terms of the pace scenarios, but it's not the same surface. So I love that Dubai and Back is getting on the turf. I also like the fact that his trainer, a relatively unknown Michael Ann Ewing, has pretty good numbers. These are the ROI numbers, and you'll notice for first on the grass, only 12 tries, but a 64% ROI. Turf starts, here we got 61 total starts and a 13% ROI. So I think that, coupled with the good workout, makes Dubai and Back a contender in the third race at Keeneland. Now let's move on to some sports plays. In baseball, only one play. I'll have these reports up at databasebetting.com, and they'll be free, so you can grab them. I got an NBA report and also a Major League Baseball report. And the best of the games that I see is Philadelphia and Colorado. It's a 3-star underplay. So that's what I would do in this game, and that goes at 6:40 tonight. I think that's Eastern time. I'm not sure. You have to check that out. And then in the NBA, no automatic plays, but I will have this report available at databasebetting.com. So I want to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe to the videos. I know I have not been consistent with these. I've actually been doing a lot of other work, but please do that. And also be sure to go to databasebetting.com. Often I'll have free reports or just interesting articles and stuff like that. So thanks for listening. Have a great day. And if I don't talk to you again, a great weekend.